I'd like to invite Skage Hem from the Danish concrete or cement company, FLSmidth. And Skage is the Vice President of Research and Development. And at least my hope is that you will give a perspective on investment opportunities and investment climate in the Arctic with particular regard to Greenland. So the floor is yours.
I'll do my best. First, a little correction. More than 50% of the business of FLS is in mining. So,
sorry.
Yeah, well, that's okay. And what I'll talk about today is not so much, it's not specific to Greenland, it's things that happen out in the world around sustainability and how it influences financing in the mining industry and what's going on there. And then make some projections on what might this mean for a country like Greenland. Are there some conclusions or hypotheses that can be tested? First, a few words about FLS. We have been in this business for a long time. We're like 135 years old company. We started in cement, but today most of our revenue comes from the mining industry. We have more than 230 different products. We excel in projects, products and services for our customers. We have somewhat more than 11,000 employees worldwide. And as a company, sustainability is of course important, and for us we have identified the sustainability goals on number 6 and 13 related to environmental impact on water and emissions to be where we can make a difference. Now, that said, why do I emphasize that? It's because sustainability is very important to our business model. Almost everything we do increase the sustainability of our customers. We increase their productivity, and hence we also decrease their environmental impact. We also have a lot of specific technologies that has a very positive impact on the mining industry in itself. Now, to put that in a little bit of context, we are part of an industry that is maybe having a revenue or a turnover of somewhere between $500 and $1,000 billion in total. And FLS is a small player in this big industry. But if you look at it, it's very likely that, for instance, this building we are in now, the concrete in this building was created using FLS technology. The copper and metals in your car was most likely influenced by FLS technology during its processing. And as an analogy to His Highness's opening remarks today, it's also likely that the gold in your wedding ring was touched by FLS technology before it came to you. So in this sense, we are positioned to have a big impact on a very, very big industry. We also do something that is very popular. We facilitate financing for our customers. And we do that with a long range of finance partners. Now, this is also one area where sustainability is increasingly important, and I'll touch upon that during the conversation. I have with me here today, I think I have our finance facilitator, Nana. Are you here, sir? Oh, there she is. I don't wear my glasses, I can't. And she helps customers finance their project through our network of partners. And of course, the FLS component of that project we are interested in. Let's see if I can see what's going on here. Now, the IFC Performance standards, this is an example of sustainability being important for the financing of projects. They have 8 different standards. It's just an example, but things like pollution, environmental impact, impact on biodiversity, safety, all these sustainability aspects, they are quite important, and they are increasing in importance for investors. And there are cases where investors, of course, will not go into projects where there are sustainability issues. And for us as a company, FLS, this is quite important. It supports our technology and it drives our business. Now, what are the major sustainability issues that we are facing? You all know them. I just wanted to highlight them once. It's of course the carbon emissions that you're all aware of. It's the tailings from the mine, the waste from the mines, quite significant impact, recently in the media as well. And of course it's local water consumptions that can also pose a problem in some geographies. Now, if you look a little bit about why are these issues becoming bigger and greater, this graph here, oh, let's see if I have this one. Here you can see, oh, so let's see if this works for me. Oh, it's the wrong way. So use more power. Of course, this is not an equally nice linear graph, but it shows the same effect, that because the ore grades ore becomes more complex, we will spend or are spending more energy on processing it. And finally, we also have this, let's say, a little bit sad graph that shows, this graph here shows these bar diagrams, and the bottom one shows the really big failures of tailing dams, tailing storage facilities. The next category of incidents that this graph shows is the slightly smaller incidents or failings of tailing storage facilities, and the entire bar is the entire graph. Now, what you can see is that the number of tailing dams that fail are reduced, but the seriousness of these failures are increasing. So we have tailing dam failures that occur in lower number but increased intensity. And that's maybe one of the biggest issues we have seen from the outside perspective when it's talking about managing the perception of our business. Now, to summarize a little bit, we are challenged on how we impact the environment, and that's a global challenge. It happens almost in all jurisdictions, everywhere around the world. Now, for Greenland, that's maybe positive news, because it's always been a large barrier for starting mining operations in Greenland. And as the grades become lower, it becomes more difficult to start mines. Greenland becomes more and more competitive and more attractive in a relative sense. Now the big challenges, they accumulate a bit. We have the increasing population. They are generating more wealth. Global GDP is growing fast, and with that also the raw materials need. Now at the same time, we just saw that ore grades are going down, so then a combined global environmental impact of the industry will increase. Now luckily there are some technologies that can address this. I'll come to them in a second. The most important impact that we're seeing is probably, from my perspective, is the amount of waste, the amount of mine waste that can be projected. You can calculate the amount of waste that will be generated from the industry is very significant. But also water consumption is not a triviality. That leaves us with some technological opportunities. We have technologies like dry tailings, where we are able to process the tailings of the mine and stack it and store it in a safer way than the tailing dams. We also have things like rapid oxidative leach, where we can process difficult ores in a way that do not require smelting directly. And finally, we have a long range of productivity enhancing technologies like automation, digitization, remote operations that will help this as well. And we do also quite a bit of work on the wear and tear of our machines to make them lower the cost of operating these machines. Well, so there is an argument to be said that FLS, or we are really supporting a more sustainable operation from a technology point of view, and we also are, I haven't underlined it so much, but one of the key focus areas that goes with this is our focus on safety, which is also quite important in this respect. And that enables us to work with a long range of financial institutions. And we have a track record of this. For the last 20 years, we've worked on more than 45 projects, financing them, and helping our customers finance the business they do through us. And we have a strong network of financial partners we work with. And probably the one we work most closely with is EKF, the Danish Export Credit Fund, which I have a slide on here. Danish Export Credit Agency is translated to, which is a AAA rated Danish state-owned finance institution. And we partner on them on quite a few projects. And they are also operating in Greenland. So there is a possibility there. And they are, of course, like many other finance institutions, very focused on the sustainability aspects of their projects. So what have we done? As you can see on this map, there has been more than 45 projects all over the world, spread out, where they have financed project opportunities and technology from FLS. And this partnership has been profitable both from them and us and our customer. So in this sense, it's a very good collaboration. And that's to draw the link back to sustainability. There's a lot of that to obtain. There's a lot of requirements here. In short note, it's one of the criteria for obtaining funding and financing is, of course, that the project in itself is sustainable in the 360 assessment. So you need to have, you need to fulfill all those criteria that are there. And to do a closing remark on that, from my perspective, the importance is that in our projects we have a high focus on creating safety and sustainability in our technology, and this enables then the financing and the collaboration with the customer. Thank you.